to my YouTube live today. Let me just pop onto YouTube and find my videos so that I can see comments. Here I am. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So let's dive right in and get started. I have several things to share with you guys, and everything will be in the YouTube description box below after my live. I will come back and make sure all of the information is in here for you guys. The first thing is that I have my monthly calendar. This is the November calendar, and then it shows you what all I'm doing all month long, my Facebook lives, my YouTube lives, and then what I will be sharing throughout the month. And then in orange are some fun creative prompts for you guys to follow along. If you are struggling with a little creativity or you just want to follow along, you can do that. The fun little mistake on this calendar this month is my fall shaker card was supposed to be a Christmas shaker card, and it didn't get changed. And then also it made it on the list twice. And if y'all have been following me for a while, you know that I'm not great at shaker cards. So that was funny. I noticed that. So sorry about that. And then the second page just has ordering information and the host code that is current. So there's that. And then the next thing that I want to share with you guys is my ordering special for this month. So there's quite a few new things happening this month. The first one is the way I'm doing my ordering special and my class and all of that. So you'll see that in just a second. But my basic ordering special for the month is the Merry Melody 3D embossing folder. Here is the host code right here. When you place an order with me of $50 or more before shipping and tax, you can get the embossing folder for free. The other thing that I have that has happened this month is I have shifted my Blessed to Craft make and take, my monthly make and take that we do. And it is now my Blessed to Craft monthly class. And if you sign up for the $35 option, you get the make and take version. So you get the items to make when you pay that $35 a month. You'll get these projects here. So this is a little box. You'll get 2 of the boxes, and then you have this recipe card that goes on top. And I thought that was super cute. There is this fun fold card, which turned out really cute. I really love it. And then there is this simple card here. With the make and take option, you get a 1/4 pack of this designer paper. It is the gingerbread and peppermint. Hey, Lynn, designer paper. And then you get 2 of the boxes. You get a full roll of the real red ribbon, and then you get some embellishments. And so that is the option for the make and take. For $45, you can get the entire class. You can get all of the digital items. And now there will be always a scrapbook layout that will be featured. And so here is that layout. So you'll see a process video, and you will have a PDF and measurements and an exclusive video for that layout. Here is our, I guess it's like our third card for it. And if you are part of the Blessed to Craft make and take, where you spend $35 a month and you get the make and take projects, you will get all of the digital content as well. So this is the next card, and it ties in a bow. I'm not going to try to tie that on camera. And then there are 2 treat bags here, and you will see videos for that. And then you will see all of the exclusive videos for these. So that is how I'm doing Blessed to Craft now. You have the $35 option. You sign up, you get the make and takes and all the digital content. When you spend $50 with me, when you place an order through Stampin' Up! And you spend $50 or more, you will get the digital content for this kit. So, or for this class. So you will see all the videos for this, plus you will get the embossing folder. And then the other way you can get this class is you can just purchase it for $45 and you'll get all the digital content, the videos and the PDFs. There is no physical product involved with that when you purchase the $45, but you will get all the digital content. So those are the ways that you can get that class, and that's how I will be doing Blessed to Craft going forward. It will always be a monthly class featuring 4 to 8 projects, and then there will always be an option. Those options will always be there. The other thing, the other way that you can get the all of the items is by joining Stampin' Up! By purchasing the starter kit. They have such a fantastic deal on the starter kit this month. It's incredible. I don't think in the 10 years that I've been a part of Stampin' Up! I've ever seen them discount the kit so much, do a starter kit special in the month of November and offer so much with it. So the starter kit promotion this month is you purchase the starter kit for $75, and all that means is that you get to pick out $125 in product. So you get $50 in product for free, and then you also get free shipping. So you're spending $75 on the starter kit. You get to pick out all of that product. So none of the product is pre-chosen. You get to pick out $125 in product. And then you get it shipped to you for free. And then everybody that is part of my Stampin' community, which is my Blessed to Stamp community, they get all of that digital content for free every month. I just share it with them because they're part of it. It's like being a VIP customer. So I would really love you guys to join us, to join our community, buy that starter kit and get that product for free and get free shipping, which is amazing. So today, now that all of that stuff is out of the way, we are going to be making 4 different cards. All right, everybody, I'm jumping in here with a voiceover for this part. My live, when I did my live originally, I got a phone call and it cut me off. So I've downloaded both of the videos and I've stitched them together. And then I'm just going to speed through this and then voice over this part. So if you guys are wanting to just catch the cards, then you can do that. So I'm using the Heartwarming Hugs pattern paper from Stampin' Up! For this first card, I'm going to start out with an Old Olive card base. So it's 4 1/4. By 5 1/2, and then this strip that I'm putting on here is 2 inches by 5 1/2, and I'm just going to add that right to the edge, you can see, and then I'm going to take my scissors and at the very top of the card I am going to snip out a piece. So you want to do this sort of at an angle. You don't want to do it straight across. You actually do it kind of like a loop, and it makes the perfect opening for your ribbon. And then you're just going to thread your ribbon through the card, and then you will tie a bow. And I always like to have a little bit extra ribbon to tie the bow. It's always easier to tie a bow when you have, especially those loops, if you have a little bit more to work with. So I do end up wasting a tiny bit, but it does make the bow, tying the bow process a little bit easier. So you're just going to tie a bow. It's going to go on the bottom there, and I mess with the loops here to make them the way that I want them. You just have to have patience when you're tying bows. It just takes a little bit of time to fluff them and turn the ribbon and pull the ribbon the way you want it. But then once you get it where you want it, you can trim those off. I will trim it a little bit more later on in the card, and you'll see that. So I also apologize for the quality of the video. I'm not sure what was taking place. My phone, because that's what I'm recording on when I do a live, ends up going in and out of focus a little bit, so I apologize for that. So this stamp set here is encircled in Warmth, I believe is what it's called. And then the dies that I'm using are the layering circle dies from Stampin' Up. So they come with a scalloped piece and then a regular circle piece. I'm using a retired scalloped border punch and then a banner punch. So those are the supplies that I used for all 4 cards. I did the scalloped circle and the regular circle on each of the cards for each of the greetings. So the scalloped circle is an old olive, and then I stamped an old olive, so it gives you a tone on tone effect. And then that slit in the top for the ribbon, it will not show. Like, it shows a little bit when the card is wide open like this, but when it is closed, it does not show at all. So there is the first card, and I was a little bit nervous with the ink. It takes the ink a little bit of time to dry, and my fingers were totally covered in green ink by the time I was done with these. So I just wanted to be careful when I was pressing those down as to not to smear the ink. The very first card I did with this, I did smear the ink. So here, I left this part in with the edited version here, but what you will see is I add these in this half circle kind of around the sentiment, and then later on I end up changing it because I didn't get the spacing right, and those rhinestones, when I went to pull them up, they were tearing the paper. So at first I was like, it's totally fine, it won't bother me, it won't be a big deal, but at the very end of the video you'll see that I changed that. So the next card that I'm doing is an old olive card base, and my mat has gotten twisted, so now we're crooked on the screen. I apologize. So I have the old olive card base, and then I'm using the Words of Cheer stamp set for this really large floral background piece. And I stamped off the edge, and I stamped an old olive, so it's definitely tone on tone. And then I have a couple pieces here. I have a real red piece that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I have this design, which is the polka dot. It's like the Mossy Meadow polka dot piece. And then on the other side of that is this plaid piece. So the polka dot piece is 3 inches by 3 inches. And then the bottom piece is 3 inches by 2 inches. And then I just layer those together on that real red piece. You could do it either way, where the plaid was on the top or on the bottom. Then I have this old olive piece, and it is 3/4 of an inch, and then by 4, and then I did the banner piece. And I'm putting it up higher. So I'm putting it so the plaid piece shows more. And again, I'm really sorry about the quality of this. I am not sure what the focusing was about. I don't know, maybe this, when it renders, it'll be a little bit better, but the quality while I'm editing is not great. So I noticed that for the real red scalloped piece, I picked the wrong scalloped circle. So you just saw me punch out the white piece with a smaller punch so that it would fit on the scalloped piece better. And then I just center that, and then you can see that I did 2 different designs. I'm just showing you the 2 different designs there. And then I add the rhinestones here. I think maybe the rhinestones was causing the focus to go out on my camera, on my phone. So there's that one. So the next one we're going to dive into is with a real red card base. It's a little bit hard to see right here, but you'll see it in a minute. I embossed the entire red card base in the Dainty Diamonds embossing folder. The white piece of cardstock is at like 2 inches. Originally, I was going to have part of the white stick out of the top, but I ended up changing that up. So it doesn't really matter how big your white piece is. I just wanted the scalloped piece on the bottom. And then the designer series paper piece, the pattern piece, is 2 1/2 inches. And then the red pattern piece is 1.5 inches. And then I will just take this twine that I have, and I will wrap it around and tie a bow. I believe this is embroidery floss, which is really awesome to use on your cards, and you can get it really inexpensive. So you can get a bag of embroidery floss for really inexpensive, and it has a lot of colors, and a lot of the Stampin' Up! Colors will match. You'll be able to find them really easily interchangeable. So that's what I have here, and I just tied a bow, and then I'm snipping off the end, and then I'm going to add that to the card. Okay, so here we go with the sentiment, and I have an old olive scalloped piece, and then a basic white piece, and finally the footage gets a little bit clearer, and I've just stamped with old olive again, and then I'm going to put this right onto the card, and I'm going to show you the other one that I did, I think, here in just a minute. But here is where I got a call and YouTube cut me off. So I just add these sentiments here, and then we'll dive right in to the way the card looks. And again, the footage is much better, so I do apologize for that. So here's the first one I did, and you can see I did the scalloped circle up above, and I ended up not liking that. So when I did the second one, I just changed it to the card that you saw. So we're going to dive into our next card. It is another old olive card base. We have a couple pieces of designer paper here, and the first red piece is going to be 2.5, and then that is going to be 3 3/4. So it's going to be a little bit wider of a border on each side, and I'm doing that flat on the card. The second piece of pattern paper is 3 inches by 4 inches, and it's going to go right there. However, the first thing we're going to do is tie a bow onto that pattern piece. So I just cut off some of the red ribbon that I have, and then whenever you're tying a bow on pattern paper, it is a little bit harder because pattern paper is thinner. So it's going to curl a little bit more. It's going to pull a little bit more. Just be careful with it. And then again, just have patience when you are tying the bow. I like to pull my ribbon a little bit tighter because I know once I pull the loops, it loosens up a tiny bit. And then if you need to pull it to loosen it again, you can. So then you're going to adjust the ribbon all the way to the other side, and then I put foam adhesive on the back, and because the ribbon is flat, I don't need to make a little space for it. I can just put the foam piece right over the ribbon, and then that's also going to hold the ribbon in place. And then I put it on the card here so that one piece is popped up, and then the red pattern piece is flat. So then I take a lighter here and I just burn the ends. I melt the ends of the ribbon. Be careful, please, if you're doing this. Make sure, you don't burn your house down. And then I'm going to take a old olive ink, and here I just stamp that on the circle. It goes off. You have to be careful when you're stamping this with this size circle because you can see that it fills the whole circle and it goes off of the circle a little bit. So then we'll put dimensionals on one side and adhesive on the other so that it is flat on the part that's raised and then raised on the part that's not. And then I just add a few of the red rhinestones here in the typical way that I like to do it. And then let me show you guys all of the cards that we did, and I will show you how I adjust that one card I ended up not liking. So here's 4 cards. That first card I did, I'm sorry, it was not on Old Olive cardstock. It was on Mossy Meadow, and then I stamped in Mossy Meadow. So I just take off that sentiment from that first card that we did, and then I add it to the card I had pre-made while I was designing these, and then I add rhinestones in a different area. So had I thought about it, I would have stamped that floral piece on that card, but I didn't. It was an afterthought. So these 4 cards took me about 35 minutes to make when I originally designed them. I love the way they came out. They were perfect with the Heartwarming Hugs designer paper. So I hope you had a nice time watching this video and that you will make these cards and give them a try, and I will catch you next week in another video. Thank you so much for checking out my videos. Here on the screen, you're going to see 2 other videos that you can check out. I would love for you to do all the YouTubey things, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell so you get notified whenever I post a video, and I will catch you in my very next crafty video.